Hi everyone. Today I am going to talk about focus in terms of law of attraction and momentum. And what focus is your ability to choose what you put your attention on and what you think about. This ability is what makes us different from animals and other things on earth. Not better, but different. And when I say we are creators, this is the mechanism by which we have such powerful ability to create. We are very able, very capable of choosing what to focus on. Animals tend to be more driven, hardwired by their biology, and their focus, although they have some control of their focus, it's more limited to their basic needs. So animals tend to be thinking about food and exercise and love and companionship in terms of what is around them at the time that they can see, or what they have felt or seen or heard or smelled in the very recent past. So they do not sit and think about building some type of house like cats. My cat is sitting next to me now, sleeping, obviously. He is not sitting and dreaming about some kind of giant cat tree in the house and where it could be and how it could go. He's much more focused on the surroundings around him. And taking advantage of what is around him. That, of course, is different from humans because humans have such an ability to focus on things that are not immediate, that often they're focusing on things that are not immediately around them and not staying in the moment and not taking advantage of what is actually around them and actually available to them. So animals, I'm not saying they're less in any way than us. Animals have a huge amount to teach us in that sense, is that they are very good at accepting what is around them and making the most of it. They do not focus long term on things that they cannot see or do or have already. We, however, have that ability. I can sit in my house and I can dream about being in a different city or state and having different friends there and creating a different life somewhere else. And I can focus on all kinds of details about that that are not in my life whatsoever. And I have that ability. That is why, as humans, we have created so many things in our civilizations. Because we have that ability, because we are creators. The only issue with that is that we're not taught that when we are young. We are not taught that it is important what we think about. We're not taught that for most people. We're not taught that what is going on in our minds, what we're thinking about, has any impact on the physical world. When of course it does. If you sit down and think about it, it's so obvious that what we're thinking about and how we think about ourselves, how we think about other people, all of that is going to have a real impact on what happens around us. But we tend not to focus on that. So what I'm talking about in these videos is really helping people shift their focus to more of an internal state before they start creating physically in the world, whatever that is they're creating. Like, it might be art, it might be sports, it might be relationships, it may be physical structures, or experiences. All of those things require that you set up those situations first in energy. So making that shift to understanding that will give you much more access to your natural power in being a creator and setting that up to go the way that you want it to go. So focus is your ability to think about what you want to think about. That being said, you don't have 100% ability to think about whatever you want to think about in the moment because of something called momentum. Meaning, there is momentum for all thoughts. Every thought that you think attracts to you what is like it energetically. And you have all kinds of momentum set up. What I'm getting in my head is like a city with all these highways going around. That's a lot like a visual representation of the momentum in your head or in your energy. All of these roadways are momentums that you have set up, and you can choose to focus on any of the roadways and go with that momentum. That that if you choose to focus on a certain highway, your thoughts will join with the momentum that you have already set up previously and move that way. Now, some of the highways are moving in places, taking you to places you want to go, and some of the highways are taking you to places that you don't want to go. What I mean by that is some of your thoughts are, oh, I love my neighborhood, I love my city, I love my town, this is a great place for me to go. So it's good for you to think about that. Other thoughts are things like, oh, I'm really crappy at art and I don't like the way I paint, blah, 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 blah. That is not where you want to put your focus because it's going to create more of that, which is something that you don't want. I'm assuming that in this example, you want to be a better artist. So while you have control of what thoughts you think about, because of past momentum, you can't sit down in this example and think, I'm a really good artist, because everything is already going that way. So you can choose what you think about to some extent. And you have to be aware of both of those things, what you have control over and what you don't have control over, and choose to think about what feels best to you. Now, the question is, when you have something that you want to change, and it is something that you already have momentum set up for, that is not going the way that you want it to go, how do you do that? Well, what you do first is you join with momentum of things that really feel good. So you're thinking about whatever it is that you like in your life. I like my town, I like my house, I like my city, I like all my friends in my life. I like the animals that I'm living with. I like seeing deer in the yard. What you're doing there is you're thinking about all the things you do like, and you're getting that momentum set up. That you enjoy what is in your life, and that momentum is also reinforcing a larger momentum, which is I have power over my life and power over creating what is in my life. So you're going to set yourself up to be in that energy. And once you are in that energy, in other words, once you're feeling really good, then you can go visit that momentum of something that you don't like, and you will have more power and more impact over it. So then you can go and you say, you know what? I don't like what I have created artistically yet, but I really haven't learned that much yet. And I think if I put my mind to it, then things might actually change. So you just sort of drop a little bit of that positive energy that you have got from other places, and you drop it in that area. And then you leave it alone. Because what will happen is that highway, if you keep doing that, just dropping your little positive bombs in that highway, eventually it will start to slow down. And as it slows down, then you can start doing that more and more. And eventually, all the cars on there, which are your thoughts, will start going the other way, and you can start building up that momentum, which is positive in what you really want to do. So that is all for now. Hopefully that helps. If you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to put them in the comments below and I will answer them. It doesn't matter what they are. They can be on any topic whatsoever, because everything is energy. Thanks. Bye-bye.